Hey campers, George here, back in the man cave. Yep, looking at another sharp and shiny. This guy from Smith & Wesson. It's a dagger, flip open. Let's check it out. So what I'm talking about here is this guy here from Smith & Wesson. It's part of that package I got from them a couple of weeks ago. And this is the Smith & Wesson, you can see it, the MP series, the military and police series, folding dagger. Look at that. Look at this thing. It's huge and it's sturdy. And I got to tell you, that tip, whew, let's have a closer look at it. So like I said, it's the MP series folding dagger. You can see it there. And unusual shape. Took me a while to figure it out. I thought the handle would be just fine for me, but I wasn't sure what that was for. But here you can see it here. It is a liner lock, and if you look in here, you can actually see it there. And it's a flipper assisted opening. Surprisingly, as big as it looks, it's really not that heavy. And the one reason is that the handle and the frame and everything is aluminum. And like I said, it has that assisted opening on it. It pops right out. No problems there. And it's in there really solid. Now the blade is a spear point, single-sided. You can see here the shiny bit, and it seems pretty consistent there. But I got to tell you, that point impressed me. Look at that thing. It comes to a nice point on it. The steel on the blade is all I could get from them was 8CR was all I found out. Now, you know me, I don't know nothing about steels. Well, very little, except it goes well on sharp and shinies. I was a little reluctant, to be honest, to have a look at it. I'm not really a dagger guy. Like, you know me, I'm more on the traditional side. But once I opened it and played with it, once again, they surprised me. The blade, like I said, is 8CR, and it's just over, I'm going to say, the working edge, 3 1/8. So from that little Sharpie tip right there, and if you look, it has a very not obvious choil on it. You know, one of the descriptions I looked at said it had a false blade. A false blade to me is, it's been brought close. Now, if you look at that, it's not really, there's no false blade on it really. It just comes to a really sharp point. And with this knife, I don't think you need that false blade. I think it's sharp enough and pointy enough where it doesn't think it really matters whether you have anything here. It's very clean. It's well made. No gaps, no nothing in it. It's kind of hard to see with the black. I took a close look at it. And it's impressive. Took me a while to get used to because I was trying to figure out these two little wings here and this. But we'll get to that. Like I said, the handle, it's just a plain, straightforward handle. It has these holes in it, which I think is just to lighten the load on it. Is the only reason I can think of it. It's a nice size for my hand. The clip, it does have a clip. Now, I'm just going to close it up here for you. It is a one-handed close, and we'll go through that because I've got some things I want to show you. But you can see the clip here. Now, right away, if you look at that clip, here's the end of the handle. Can you see that? The clip's down here. So if you put this in your pocket, this is going to be sticking out. But I think there's a reason for it. And I'm not sure if I can make it work. But we'll give it a go. And, you know, when I first looked at it, I was like, no, this makes no sense to me. But I figured it out. So let's have a look at that. So like I said, It is assisted opening, and it comes out nice and clean, just like that. And the blade, it doesn't move. It's in there solid. Then, they said one-handed closing and opening operation. Okay, so it's a liner lock. You have to release it. Now, when I first did it, I pushed the liner lock in. The blade didn't move. It's there. It won't move. Then I figured out what that's for. So you release the liner lock and you push on that. So you release it, push it down, and then you can close it. I think it's more of a safety thing than anything else. I kind of like that idea, to be honest. I'm not big on one that you push and the blade just drops. Unless it has that detent in it or some reason to stop it from coming all the way down. I know you have this here, so when you do that, this falls onto your thumb and stops it coming down. This is just safer. And, once I figured it out, it was easy to do. Now, so that's the reason for these two things. One is to push it down and one is to open it. So, and the difference is, and it took me a while, this actually here, if you look carefully, has jimping on it. So it gives you a good grip to flip it open. Okay. And then when you want to close it, you hit the liner and you push on the bottom here, which is the one without the jimping, because the jimping's now at the bottom. And you can close it just fine. It sounds complicated, but once I figured it out, I had no problem with it. Just, there you go. It worked just fine. Then I got into this thing. And my first thought was, I put my finger in and I said, my hand's too small. Look at that. I was looking at it like this. Look at all this. Look how far my hand is from where the blade comes out. And I was like, well, it must be, my wonderful all palm, no finger grubby. But then I did it with the blade open. So here you go. When you open it like this, okay, and you put your finger in there and you hold it and you place your thumb right there. See that? And it sits right on that, which gives you, surprisingly, a firmer grip. Right away, just to have a firmer grip, all I have to do is push my thumb on this and I can feel I have better control on it. So I thought that was very cool. And, it would take, once you figure it out, you got it. And it's not that hard. The other thing I was thinking, and, when I think, it's always a dangerous thing. Another good thing about this, and by the way, if you look at it, it's open. It's not closed. It just follows the frame. When you put it away in your pocket, okay, this is obviously a tactical knife. Okay, this is not your bushcraft everyday carry. I'm cutting a piece of, it's for defense. And that's why it is from the M&P series, the military and police series. You can see it there. When you put this in your pocket, it is tip up. So this sticks out. So I'm going to put it in my pocket now and have a look at it. And I'm thinking that when you have this in your pocket, down like that, it sticks out. But it's really easy to get out and you're ready to go because you have that for a quick pull. Now, the other thing is that I'm thinking, I know a lot of people will use it as a boot knife. And once again, you just reach down and pull out and you got it. Flip it open. Put your finger in there and you've got good control. So, it made sense to me. I like it. When I first looked at it, I thought, it's big, but there's a reason for that. And in the whole design and the use of it, it makes sense. It's really good. And like I said, it's light. Overall length with it open all the way to the end for that finger support, it's just under 9 inches. So it's not small. But like I said, it's tactical, and typically when you're dealing with tactical knives, the bigger the better, I would think. So you can see the one-handed use on it. Once you're used to it, it's very easy to do. And I just had to play with it a while to figure it out. It's very nice. It's unusual. And they have a bunch of daggers. To be honest, when I went online, I wanted to see what people said about it. Couldn't find it. I think I found 2 things on it. They have a lot of daggers out there. I just didn't realize that. And it took me a while to figure it out. And the reason is, it's one of their newer knives that they brought out. If you go to their website, you have to look at the new stuff. And, it's impressive. I'm not a dagger guy. Maybe you guys can tell me more about it. And you can see the blade here. It's I want to say diamond shape. It's kind of hard to show you. And interestingly enough, it has that inside edge there. I'm not going to say what it's for. I think you all know what that's for. So it is a tactical self-defense weapon for sure. Very nice though. Pretty cool. Took me a while to figure it out, but I got there. If you're a dagger guy, I think you would find this pretty interesting. It's different. It's not your everyday dagger out there. But I had, I've been walking around with it and just flipping it open and closing it, and I've got pretty comfortable with it. Is it sharp? Good question. Let's see what we can cut. So I got me some paper because, after all, paper could attack you, but let's see how sharp this is going to be. Yeah, it's pretty sharp. I mean, to me, a dagger is a poke it through. So, will it cut a piece of wood? Got to cut a piece of wood, because after I've cut the wood, I want to see if it'll still cut the paper. Are you ready? Here we go. 1. Catching it? Did you catch it? It's going all over my floor. You need to catch it. Yeah, I'm kidding. It cuts the wood, no problem. So, maybe if we do a pokey in here, just like that. Wow. Yeah, it gets right in there. And nothing bent, I don't think. Looks fine. Let's cut that piece of paper again. No problem. It does it just fine. See there? Playing now, George. I wonder if it'll cut this. I've got things lying all over my table, so let's cut them up. They're going to go in the trash anyway. So, it's an unusual blade. Hopefully. Oh, yeah. I just put some pressure on it. I didn't even have to slide it, and it cut it. Look at that. Cut right through there. No problem there. And as usual, I'm pretty sure you want to know how much I paid for it. Like I told you, it came from Smith & Wesson. So I didn't. So I had to go to their website and see how much it costs. And not that bad, actually, considering how much you're getting. Cost that much. And of course, that's MSR pricing, which is manufactured, suggested retail, I'm assuming. Pretty sure if you shopped around and you could find it, because I did, and I struggled, so it's fairly new. So you might be able to find a better price. The Smith & Wesson MP series folding dagger. Pretty cool. What can I say? Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back with another sharp and shiny. Actually, now that we're talking about that, I really enjoyed making the handles, making my own handle on that knife. So now I'm like, ooh, we got to try that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order a blank of a knife style or blade style that I don't own and put a handle on it. And I might do some other stuff. And it will be by hand. I've decided that I was considering getting more hand power tools, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to stick to the old elbow grease stuff. So I actually ordered some stuff for that. Not elbow grease, but tools, hand tools, the good old style. I'm old, just saying. You all be safe out there, especially with these guys. I mean, they are there to make you safe, but you be safe when you're handling them. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.